The Law of Telepathy and Attraction. The following are the articles written in the era of King Lianchi University at the end of the school, published in my personal QQ space. Because most of the readers of my space text are atheist classmates, relatives and friends, the writing style is slightly different. It is now released, and some changes have been added or deleted. In August this year, I watched Southern Satellite TV in Guangdong one day. TV's One saw a report, when a migrant worker in Guangzhou went to work, suddenly I felt that my heart was blocked and I was in a panic. So I guessed whether something had happened to my daughter at home. So I put down the work at hand and went home. Hurry up. When he got home, he found that a gangster was about to plot against his daughter. He roared with his own strength, and he punched him fiercely. Stopped the gangster and sent him to the police station. Fortunately, I arrived in time, otherwise the consequences would be unimaginable. The female host on TV explained very weakly, but she said a word: telepathy. That's right. This is the telepathy between father and daughter. During the National Day, I was in a temple and chatted with many seniors in the guest hall. The elder brother talked about one thing: the master has a disciple from the northeast who is very good at practicing Vajra Dharma, which is very appropriate to the master. He can sense what the master has to do, such as illness or something. This is the telepathy between masters and apprentices. According to Tantra, it is only the junior master, and the advanced is the disciple and the master who are no different in wisdom. What is the truth? Is it true or not? According to the law of attraction and the theory of quantum mechanics, co-frequency resonance, homogeneous attraction. All human thinking activities will produce a certain frequency brain waves, and this frequency is like the signals used by rhododendrons and the ultrasound used by bats to explore the way. It will attract the same frequency and trigger resonance, thus attracting anything involved in our thinking activities to us. Therefore, people should abandon all negative thinking activities as much as possible and only think about positive and expected things every day. So that what they expect in the end is easier to happen and more likely to succeed. Just as physics believes that any object with mass is attractive, human thoughts are also attractive. The above theoretical explanation is a headache, mainly talking about 2 points: the two at the same frequency can sense each other. For example, lovers, father and daughter, master and apprentice in passionate love. When you want to attract things with a higher frequency, the frequency of your body, speech, and especially your heart should be the same as this thing. Father and daughter, master and apprentice or couple have the same frequency. It is not surprising that when something happens to one party, the other side can sense it. Let us take another example. Grandma Jean of the Dharma temple in Thailand, once when she needed something to eat, she went into meditation to observe the fruit, and naturally someone would send that fruit the next day. It's the same several times. If ordinary people hold spells and recite scriptures, but complain about heaven and others, complain all day long, and their thoughts are negative, they will inevitably correspond to the negative things in life and be attracted to each other, so that they are unlucky and doomed. In fact, the key to the cultivation of the main image is to enter the three modi of the main image. For example, if you hold the Ming Buddha's Mother's heart spell, your heart will live in the realm of joy and recite the mantra, which is completely different from the scattered and negative mentality of disbelief. Last week, I participated in the practice of the Great Consummation Co-Cultivation Group. I heard a senior say that the Master Tseaching plus Ginseng Rinpoche Akio Lama's heart son, a disciple from the Northeast, had a major car accident while driving. 2 cars collided. The scene was tragic and the car was seriously damaged. Both the witnesses and the traffic police decided that he would die. But the disciple came out of the car safely. The traffic policeman asked, "Why are you okay?" "I saw my master at the moment of the crash." On the other side, in a temple thousands of miles away, Tseaching Gazan Rinpoche was chatting with other disciples. The moment the disciple crashed, he was suddenly stunned, and then immediately entered the temple to remove the disaster for the disciple. According to the view of modern quantum mechanics, everything in the universe is composed of energy. Energy is vibrating, generating vibration frequencies. Everything has its own different vibration frequencies, so everything shows its own different appearance. Which is exactly the same as what Buddhism says, that everything is aggregated by cause. Science once again verified the profound philosophy in Buddhism. The energy of different vibration frequencies can not only make up various objects visible to the naked eye, but also make up our thoughts and emotions. The previous Tibetan Buddhist master can sense the car accident of his disciple. Is it because the existence of human vibration frequency can be perceived by people and perceived by all things in the universe? If the living Buddha can eliminate disasters for his disciples in meditation, does that mean that he can change the vibration frequency of things? There are too many of these examples in the religious community or in Tibet. How to check the authenticity? cultivate meditation, or prove the Yukong nature. However, it seems to be difficult. Ordinary people's thinking consciousness is too heavy to calm down at all. It is difficult to enter the first meditation, let alone enlightenment. But from the perspective of the law of attraction, we can learn a lot of useful knowledge. In my opinion, this is a kind of yoga correspondence. Homogeneous resonance, homogeneous absorption, objects are clustered in groups, and people are divided into groups. There are countless examples in ancient and modern times. Simply put, what kind of person you are will meet. If you are a bird, you can eat like a turtle. If a person has a great blessing, he will be reincarnated in a rich family, not a slum. From a philosophical point of view, that is, only people with the same soul literacy will come together. Soulmates naturally need to have the same soul. After Chen Dahui, the host of CCTV Oriental Time and Space, resigned to devote himself to promoting traditional Chinese culture, a woman confided in him. The woman said that his husband was a boss and looked for Shao San every day. It was really a wolf heart and a dog lung. Scolded a lot. Chen Dahui said to her, if he is so bad, why did you choose him in the first place? He is attracted to your own life. Don't he believe it? Look at your clothes. It's so revealing. Is it a happy appearance? The woman was dumbfounded. Dale Carnegie, an American interpersonal master, said a famous saying, you should treat others the way you want to treat you. Think of a story. The story of Li Gonglin painting horses. Li Gonglin's masterpiece Five Horses. A great painter in the Song dynasty was named Li Gonglin, also known as Li Bashi. He was famous for drawing horses in his early years. In order to draw horses vividly, his family raised a horse, and he observed the shape, movements, etc. the horse every day. He also observed too carefully, very dedicated and absorbed. Sudongpa, another good friend of Li Gonglin, praised him, there are thousands of swords in Long Yan's chest, not only the flesh but also the bones. An incredible realm appeared one day. What realm has appeared? He had a lunch break one day. When he was about to get up, his wife brought him a cup of lotus seed soup and asked him to get up and eat something. When his wife entered his room and approached his bed, she suddenly screamed, and even the cup in her hand fell to the ground and smashed. This suddenly woke up Li Bashi. He sat up and saw that his wife was very frightened. He asked, oh, what happened just now? His wife didn't he dare to say it at first, and finally he asked, what must have you just seen that made you so terrible? His wife said, I just saw a horse on your bed. After all, Li Bashi is a great painter and very intelligent, which makes him afraid. You see, he thinks of the horse every day, the heart is the horse, the heart is the horse, the shape of the horse is out. Therefore, he did not dare to draw horses again. In the future, he would paint Buddha and Bodhisattva statues, and when he arrived at Donglin Temple, he would paint the 18 sages. Those who are close to red are red, and those who are close to ink are black. In middle school, whenever the teacher mentioned this sentence, I always quoted out of the mud without staining to refute it. In fact, it is really difficult to get out of the mud without being stained. Proud people think that they will not be affected, but the impact is subtle and increasing day by day, not suddenly. Yoga corresponds. I have read the Indian Yoga Sutra before. The author is a world practitioner. The ancestor of the people of yoga, he said in the scriptures that if you can think of someone's image, you can know Tata's thoughts and moon. If you can imagine the moon, you can know the knowledge of the moon. He is talking about visualizing, not thinking. Viewing means that you can open and close your eyes, and you can visually a clear person and thing like Sandi. Of course, this is a kind of stop. The ancestor of yoga is proficient in meditation. When he enters the samadhi and visualizes a person, the hidden information, thoughts, etc. about this person are all presented in his mind one by one. Not to mention the master's samadhi, when I practiced a mantra before, when I remembered a friend or relative, the information about this person would appear. Although it was not particularly clear and stable, I believe that what the classics said is true. In fact, if you want to be a writer, everyone knows that you have contact with people and things related to literature. If you want to succeed, you should have more contact with successful people and be more influenced. If you want to be rich, in addition to giving more, you also need to know the behavior of the rich. Style, thinking pattern. From the perspective of the law of attraction, when you communicate with people who are taller and better than you are actually improving your energy and vibration frequency. Ordinary people are like this, while religious people are in contact with Jesus, Allah, Buddha and Bodhisattva, and constantly pray and remember to achieve the corresponding. What can get you out of hell is the wisdom from heaven. It is the righteous Buddha from life and death that can get you out of reincarnation. If you want to be a noble person, You need to learn the way of thinking and behavior of noble people, if you want to be an enlightened person. You need to learn from someone who has been enlightened. It doesn't matter where you are. The important thing is where you are going. Whether to go to the darkness or the light depends on yourself. Everyone corresponds to the 10 dharmas. Some people correspond to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, heavenly medicine for Kajura, and some correspond to animals, ghosts and hell. Look at what you think every day, and you will know what you correspond to. One thought is sincere, connected to the Dharma world, and everything is done, the dust is washed away, and the natural relief is for the Buddha.